Okay, there's such a thing called the BRRD resolution, adopted in Europe amongst a lot of the Europe member states, and it insists that if the banks get in trouble again, they need to do a bail-in rather than a bail-out. Well, the Italian banks are in trouble, and right now the Italian banks are getting bailed out. So what does this mean? Well, I'm not exactly sure, but I do know they're getting a bailout. They were supposed to have bail-ins, and the creditors to the banks were supposed to uh, provide a certain percentage of the bail-in money. But it looks like they're getting bail-ins. I mean bailouts. Looks like they're getting bailed out in Italy right now. Let's see. Let's go to the story here. Italian banks. Italian bank crisis moves to Unicredit. $13 billion. Looks like Unicredit's going to get $13 billion to do with as they please. What does it say they're going to do with it here? Mr. Munster, his plan. It says here. It says much of Europe is still in low growth mode. The bank sees revenue rising just 0.6% until 2019, which is probably a tremendous overestimate. It's probably revenue's not rising at all. It's probably falling. He's going to deliver 4.7 billion in net income in 2019, almost triple its earnings. Oh, that's a bunch of baloney. Let's see. The bank's already raised 7.5 billion in 2012. Unicredit has. The bank said it'll book 12.12 billion in a cleanup and a restructuring changes next month. They said it's their first quarterly loss since 2013. The bank posted a European Euro $15 billion loss for the final 3 months after settling aside provisions for bad loans and writing down goodwill from acquisitions. The source here it lists is Bloomberg. So they're getting bail-ins. That's Unicredit getting a bail-in, and it seems to me Banca dei Montepaschi here is getting a bail-in too. So what about the BRRD resolution? Crisis Management, European Commission. The European Parliament adopted the Bank Recovery and Resolution Directive, BRRD, proposed by the Commission on June 2012. The BRRD sets new rules for all 28 member states to put an end to the old paradigm of bank bailouts. We got 2 more bank bailouts here. I'm going to tell you what it is. I'll tell you right now. They're bailing out the Italian banks because if they don't, it will be a crisis unparalleled. That's why they're bailing them out. They're bailing them out for our good. It's not that they like breaking with their crisis management program of BRRD. It's that they have to. They're forced to. We're in a crisis situation, and these bailouts that they're giving these banks, They need $360 billion. What are they getting? They're getting 15 billion in one case, and I think they're getting something like 5 or 7 billion in the other. Does that sound like 360 billion? So what's going to happen? This is going to buy time. That's what they're doing. They're buying time, and that's all they can do at this point. The world is already in a crisis. If you've listened to my other videos, I've explained the crisis is slowly but surely spreading like gangrene. If the system is a patient in the hospital, he's got gangrene right now. He's laying on a bed, and the doctors are shaking their head, going like this: "This patient's basically dead in a few days." That's where we're at. And so what they're doing is what they have to do, and it's as simple as that. So that's my report on Italy, a little update for you, and how long this kicking the can down the road is going to last before the crisis erupts. And don't forget about Deutsche Bank. Don't forget about Deutsche Bank. Don't forget about Deutsche Bank.